Welcome back everyone to the final part of the dentist chair teardown, dealing with the base. Now if you missed the first two parts, don't worry, there'll be links to take you. All right, well, we are working on the base part of the dentist chairs. You'll recall that separated these from the chair portion in order to break up the weight a little bit. We've got a big motor here with a actuating screw and gears. And then this whole plate here is cast aluminum. Now these are 15/16 bolts. So forced me to invest in some a little bit heftier hardware than what I normally use for computers. The first thing I want to do is get them all loosened up. You saw me going back in both directions on that one, and that's just because it got locked up a little bit. So when that happens, sometimes tightening it and then untightening it is what you need to do. There we go. All right, now this articulating arm, so this arm is joined up here and then it's joined down there. There's still maybe a little bit of pressure on it from the motor and the tensioning rod. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can undo those bolts too. So we're going to give this one a little tighten action, get things loosened up a little bit. And now that it's loosened up, we can start to untighten it. There we go.
I bet you this looks cool in Mako speed. Let's take a look at what I'm doing the other side in Mako speed.
All right, let's get this one off now. That's a serious bolt. What I didn't realize at this stage is that the holes are also threaded. So in addition to having to take off the nut, I also had to unthread the bolt all the way through the hole. All right. Now, got that one. So that's loose, that's loose. Now I have to disconnect it from this arm, and then this whole piece will come out. And that is a little bit smaller. Yeah. Okay, that's a 3/4 inch. And I believe I have a 3/4 inch socket. All right, so we have a 3/4 inch socket in the nut bucket. And I think that's a 1/2 inch drive. Yes, it is. Cool. All right, so okay, while we're on this end of it, I'm going to go ahead and get these off of here. So these are going to be 15/16 again. So let's get that 3/4 off there. Alrighty, so that's interesting. They even had threads, in this piece. So there was those bolts were really in there. That's a good heavy chunk of steel.
And yes, those bushings are brass, and they were taken out later on camera.
And let's see. So far, the hardware has all been ferrous, and it's still ferrous. Interesting. All right, now let's spin it around. All right, now there's that big old chunk of steel. And then we can get this. Whew, baby cakes. All right, that was some serious chunks of steel there. And we got this drape was just preventing grease and stuff from dripping onto the floor of the office. There we go. All right, so now we got this piece of canvas off.
Well, actually, I think it's naugahyde or something like that.
And here's another chunk of steel. Yep. Boy, man, no wonder these things weighed so much. Get these wire wraps off. So here's our situation now. As we're looking down inside of this, we've got this big motor. Here's the gearbox. And, you know, this is the gear that was causing this arm to articulate. So we've got 2 bolts here that's holding this into the aluminum frame. And then we've got the electrical junction to come out as well. All right, so now we got to get some wires undone here. All right, well, you don't need to see me wrestle with screws, so let's come back to this in a minute. Well, I'm going to get this now, but I'm going to bring you back once I get this done. Okay, so the aluminum base, the cast aluminum base, 45.69 pounds. So we're talking $22, $23 plus. Depends on, you know, the prices have been fluctuating between 50 cents a pound and 55 cents a pound or so. So, you know, hey, that's not bad right there. And we've got some insulated copper wire and the motors still. I'm going to try to look at what I can do with the motors to sell as motors to someone rather than as scrap motors. So we won't get a price on those anytime real soon. Let's see what the steel portions, the steel arms and stuff, let's see what they weighed. So there's the steel part of the base at 45.59, call it 45.5 pounds of steel. So there's a bunch of weight right there. And then the, you know, kind of wore out the tip of my glove here. Time for new gloves. So that together with 60 some odd pounds of steel that came off of the actual seat portion. Man, these were some heavy sons of guns. Because that doesn't include the weight of the motors too. So, all right. And then, yeah, there's a couple pounds of insulated copper wire in there too. What a fun scrap experience that was. I had a great time. I hope you all did too. I have had some comments asking me why I didn't sell these as functional chairs for, say, a tattoo artist or something like that. 2 reasons. One, I did not have any of the controllers, foot pedals, that kind of stuff, so they really weren't still functional. And 2, I got them on the condition that I was going to scrap them. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this series. There's links for taking you to parts 1 and 2. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead. That's the little round icon in the middle of the 2 links that are taking you to more scrapping videos. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you on the next one.